today's video, we're going to be doing a breakdown of Microsoft and Google earnings. It is earnings week, so we thought it especially important to uncover these aspects and also give you our analyst rating on both of these stocks and where it can go in the future. In this video, we'll also be sharing on other stocks that will be moving along with Microsoft because of their strong earnings report that happened. So let's get straight into it. So for all the members that have been in my chat room, you guys may already know, and in the Twitter community as well, that I've been bullish on Microsoft since February. And we had over 300 shares at 266 back in those days because we really anticipated that the growth in ChatGPT would be something that will propel the stock moving forward. Now, since the announcement of ChatGPT investment, Microsoft has been surging around 15% from that point on, and the stock continues to propel going forward. So they have announced their earnings, and Microsoft literally broke their key revenue numbers and their EPS numbers. Here are the following digits in terms of the analysts and the overall estimates that happened. Concerns with Microsoft was the fact of their overall cloud business. So because of the overall economy is continuing to experience lower demand, a lot of investors were expecting that the Azure would report lower than expected earnings. But in this quarter alone, Azure had grown over 31%, and Google also reported stronger cloud earnings than expected. Now, the key thing here is that even though Google's earnings were above analyst expectations, it did show that the overall demand for their side of revenue is going lower. Now, one thing is that because of Microsoft's ChatGPT, it is quite clear that Microsoft's overall business is starting to take a huge bite out of Google's overall advertising and cloud space. Because of these following reasons, we hold a neutral rating on Google, and we expect the stock to remain under 120 and trade between 100 and 120 depending on the overall cloud space and how that continues to perform. Google is now on a defensive mode because of Microsoft's aggressive business tactics on how they're eating away their market share. Now, our analyst rating on Microsoft is that we expect that Microsoft will break its high of year, which is at 350, 330. So we hold a buy rating on Microsoft at 350. So that represents approximately between a 10 to 15% overall growth and can move from this stock. So right now, Microsoft is trading around 10% positive on earnings expectations. Google was up around 4% on their earnings call, but has now gone lower because of Microsoft's earning call, and they have confirmed that their overall ChatGPT investment is starting to pay real dividends. So we still have our stock at 266, and we'll continue to hold that and write covered calls down the road so that way we continue to earn that regular stream of income. And once again, guys, this is not financial advice. This is just financial information in which you guys can decide on what to do with. Finally, one other thing that I want to go over is other stocks that can move based on these positive results from both Google and Microsoft. So one thing that we did today is that we bought calls because we had a range set up for the week that we expected that the S&P 500 would trade between 4070 and 4190. So this could be the bottom of the week, and we believe that the S&P 500 can really pick forward because of the Microsoft and Google earnings. If you looked at our Twitter posts, we gave you guys our full breakdown on the S&P 500 that we shared with our Discord, so that way you guys know exactly what our expectations were. We mentioned that the market would be flatlining from now and once the Microsoft Google earnings came out, it will definitely start to pick up from that pace. So 4070 on S&P 500 we believe is a bottom. Now, the stocks that can definitely move because of this is number one, Nvidia. So because of ChatGPT growth and mentioned on the earning call that was a positive investment, that stock alone can start to push between 3 to 5% after the earnings call. So we want to see if NVIDIA moves higher. Now, the correlation between NVIDIA and artificial intelligence is that NVIDIA produces the semiconductors and the chips needed for the artificial intelligence use. So the CPU power is needed in order to accelerate the overall growth in ChatGPT to make it more functional. Now, the other stock that we think that can definitely move as well on the positive Microsoft earnings would be Snow and MDB. Now, these are cloud space companies, and they have huge potential because of Microsoft earnings, right? So cloud is necessary in order to function and in order to derive memory from the artificial intelligence use. The usage of artificial intelligence is all about collecting data, and in order to store that data, you need cloud space and cloud storage. So that's why we are very bullish on those stocks, but we have a primary hold on Microsoft because it has direct correlation to overall ChatGPT, and we continue to see that moving forward. And one last thing about Microsoft, they are planning to also close their acquisition of Activision, so they'll be using a lot of cash resources to purchase that stock. But regardless of the fact, their purchase is definitely a synergy, and we can see that momentum really play a huge positive aspect towards their future growth. So Microsoft, definitely a blue chip stock and has already grown significantly, but we still believe that it has, a nice, a more potential than what people expect. So this earnings was very positive, and we expect that NASDAQ to really move tomorrow into the midday. So let's keep an eye on that, and we believe that our upper range is around 4,200. So based on the earnings that we've seen today, it's very possible that SPX can start to surge based on those numbers that we've seen today. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll be continuing to give you guys this financial breakdown and so forth, but in order for me to really get motivated, I will need to have your guys' time and influence and really push this content going forward. Okay, I can do morning calls, and we look forward to provide this information so that way you guys have more information and can make better judgment call on your trading and investing. So thanks for tuning in.